Are you interested in AI? Is AI the sort of thing that you want? Do you think AI is going to solve your solutions as a beginner? It's crazy the amount of attention, the amount of noise right now is absolutely deafening because of AI. The other thing about attention is this.
Welcome to the John McLauchlan podcast.
Welcome to the John McLauchlan podcast. I'm John McLauchlan and this is episode number 7. So today we're going to be talking about the path that a lot of online business owners take, and seemingly at the moment there are two paths. There's one path where people opt to go down the AI route to build their business, and there are some people that take the traditional route, or they take the skills that they've learned over the years and they go with that. What we're going to be talking about here is my recommendations. If you're a new business owner, if you're just getting started, or maybe you're somebody with a bit more experience, what I recommend when it comes to AI. Now, the thing is, at the moment, AI is developing at a rapid rate. More people than ever are jumping on the bandwagon to try and sell you AI products. And there's no real difference between when I first started in 2007 of people trying to sell you stuff, and here we are in 2025 with the latest thing. Again, people trying to sell you stuff and people telling you that it's quick and easy. And I'm going to tell you this right from the start. Business is not quick and business is not easy. But by the same token, business is not complicated either if we understand the principles of what we need to do to build an online business. Business is easy, I've said that before, but it's people that complicate it, and it's people that are messed up. Okay, it's people that make the process complicated. And really, the simpler we make something, the more sales we're going to make. So in this podcast, I'm going to go over the principles of it's called the C4. Okay, like the explosion. Okay, so the C4 marketing strategy. Again, we learn things over the years, we learn things from other people, and we adapt it into what we do. It's called modeling. Okay, and that's exactly what this is. So are you interested in AI? Is AI the sort of thing that you want? Do you think AI is going to solve your solutions as a beginner? Let me tell you a quick story before we start. And this story I heard last week from a well-known marketer. She's extremely successful at what she does, very good at what she does. And she gave us a story, and the story was about a psychologist and his chauffeur. And this psychologist used to be driven around, and he used to go and do lots of different meetings and presentations and he gave this speech. And every time the psychologist gave a speech, the chauffeur used to sit in the corner and watch. And the psychologist got back into his car and he said, "You know what?" This is the chauffeur. "Do you know what?" He said, "I bet on the next session, I could do your speech for you, word for word." And they agreed. So the psychologist said, "Okay, on the next session, I'll be the chauffeur, I'll put the hat on, you go on stage." And that's what happened. And the chauffeur gave the speech, really well presented, gave a standing ovation at the end, excellent. And it came to questions. And the first guy stood up and he asked this question. And the chauffeur said, "Okay, I'm going to direct my answer, or direct your question, to my chauffeur." And that, in a way, is the way a lot of people who are building AI systems is going. Okay, you can copy someone's website, but there's no substance behind it without knowing the principles of marketing, without having some, I hate to use a skin in the game, but that's the word that's coming to my head, skin in the game, some experience to fall back on. And that's where we're at. There's a lot of people building businesses. I mean, I watched, I don't know if you watched this, let me know in the comments if you saw this. It was the Diary of a CEO with Stephen Bartlett, and some guy was saying that, in fact it was I can't remember the guy's name, but and he was saying, in a not too distant future, you're going to be able to copy, AI will copy any website and give you the results of any website that you want in a click. Now there's people who have got skin in the game, okay, who've, like me, with my academy, McLauchlan Academy, Okay, it's a huge site. It's got loads of information on it, and a lot of it has been put over. It's been built up over the last 5 years, and basically I'm sort of dumping my knowledge into this academy. Now imagine how I'm going to feel if some 15-year-old dude comes over and goes, "Oh, look at that, McLauchlan Academy, I have some of that." Click, and everything's been copied. But where's the real value for people? Where's the real substance for people who want to learn the business? It's in the experience. And one of the things I'll say, and I'll say this all the time, is that the best investment you can make is in knowledge and skills. It's in knowledge and skills and building up that arsenal of skills and knowledge and experience that you can pass on to your teams, to your family, to your audience, to your future leads and customers. So it's so important to do that. Okay. Yes, AI is great, but what you'll find is a lot of people who are making it work are people that understand those concepts. They understand the principles of marketing and they know how to make it work for themselves because they've already got that foundation in place. And that's what you need. Okay. So let's talk about the fundamentals of marketing. As I said, business, and what I'm going to say right now is going to be information that was relevant 10 years ago, it's relevant today, and it's going to be relevant for you in the future. So number one of the C4 marketing strategy, first thing we need to do is we need to get attention. Okay, the first C is collect. It's collect data, collect information, and collect attention. Now, if you go online right now, it's crazy the amount of attention, the amount of noise right now is absolutely deafening because of AI. Now, let me know in the comments again if you've done this. You start reading the post and you go, "Oh, it's AI. This is an AI generated thing. This is rubbish." Okay, I did that recently. Some post on LinkedIn, and it was just typical Chat GPT. Just can you do me an article on this? And that was it. And you could just tell because of the language patterns and the way it was formatted, which almost makes you cry out, cheat. I've been cheated. This guy is putting this information out as his own and he's done it on ChatGPT. What a cheat. Okay, so the credibility goes down. But yeah, the attention right now online is crazy. The noise out there. And videos made by AI, faceless videos, AI. And I don't know about you, but this is how I feel about it. It's a lazy way to market. Lazy. I don't like lazy people or people that just, oh, it's okay, I'll just do it in 2 clicks. There you go, there's my information, put it all out there. Great. And there's other people in the trenches working and grafting. Okay. And it's the people who want to make the business work for them, and they've got experience, and they're going to go forward and they're going to have business for the next 10, 15, 20 years. And the people that don't learn are the people that are going to just get in the way, get out of the way because I've got this business to run. Off you go and do something else whilst you pretend with your AI sort of thing. Okay, AI is great, don't get me wrong. Okay, but it's being used in the wrong way by lazy people. Right, so the next thing. So yeah, attention. And the other thing about attention is this. If you're a beginner and you've done your first videos, you've done your first emails, it's going to take time. And I always say this, and the stats right now, as I speak to you today, are an audience, somebody who becomes a lead, who then becomes a customer. It takes around 65 to 67 days based on the stats. And I always say 3, 6, 9 months to sort of cover everyone's eventuality, but essentially that's the amount of time it takes. So you've got to be consistent. As a beginner, not really knowing what you're doing, or as somebody who's more experienced, if you're more experienced, you understand the process and you know what you need to do. But even so, it's getting more frustrating. It's getting more tenuous, and there's more content you've got to put out. So the content you put out has to have substance behind it. It has to resonate with your audience in the right way. And if you're consistent and you're putting that information out on a regular basis, on a consistent basis, i.e. every day, okay, something every day, and there's no reason why nobody can put, why anybody cannot put something out every day. You've got your phone with you, okay, you can do a 10 or a 15 second or a minute video and just hit send, okay, or hit upload. Simple as that, okay. So that's what you need to be doing. Attention. We're competing with AI, and the obvious thing to do is get some skin in the game and then leverage AI for yourself. But what I'm saying is you need to do both, okay. Right, so capture is the next one. We need to capture details, and however you capture people's details right now, it doesn't really matter. There's no fixed way to do business, and this is something else. I've been guilty of it in the past, doing courses where you go, right, this is what you do this. Number one, you do a great lead magnet. Number two, you get them to sign up for it. Number three, you follow up, and that's it. 1, 2, 3, done. That's all you need to do. So what about those people that use Facebook Messenger? What about those people that want to use leaflets or QR codes or what's the other one? WhatsApp, or just, send me a text? That's perfectly fine. And whatever you're doing right now to get people's leads, and if it works for you, then continue using it. Okay, now in every case, what I would recommend is you get yourself a lead capture page, because that's just the way it is, and that's what people kind of know. Okay, but whatever you do to capture leads, continue doing it. And think about that not every process is going to be right for every audience. So one of the things I was looking at was, if you put a message on social media and you give something away, and somebody then messages you, or you encourage them to message you for the information, straight away you're messaging people on social media. Let's say Facebook Messenger. You're messaging them there. Okay, so yes, corroborate it with an email, but the most direct thing you can do is the most direct way to contact or to communicate with your audience. So never discredit whatever you're doing right now, and never get confused. Okay, that's something else I always talk about, is the way that some marketers try and confuse you to sell their stuff to you. Okay, remember I said need a good McSlap, okay, when it comes to that. Okay, so never get put off by somebody who is trying to sell you. And the other thing is, when you've got a bit of experience, you can tell the difference between the two. Is this person got my genuine interests at heart, or are they just trying to sell me more stuff? Okay, so that's something else. It's not really the sort of thing that AI can decipher for you. Not quite yet anyway. So the next thing. So we've collected attention. We've got attention. We're going to capture their details on however you're going to do it. The next thing is communicate. We're going to talk to them. Okay, we're going to follow up with them. So we do that, as I just said, in Messenger or in email follow-up sequence. And the cliche is, and I know you've heard this before, the fortune is in the follow-up, because it is. And as a marketer, when you're building up your skills, when somebody signs up to something, whether it's your lead magnet, whatever they've given you in terms of their email and name, their details, follow up with them in a strategic way, using a different variety of methods. So you send them, you put them on an email sequence, but not everyone's going to resonate with your emails. Okay, and put them through Messenger. Send them a messenger. Reach out to them on SMS. Okay, and it's these different ways. And what a lot of people say is that I feel like I'm hounding these people. Okay, I don't want to email too often because I don't want to seem too pushy. Okay, and I don't want to follow up with them, like every day for 4 days using a variety of different methods. So I think I'm just going to hassle them, and they're going to really get annoyed. That is a perception. That's your perception not their reality. So you've got to look at that. And what I will say is that if you're taking that mindset of I don't want to worry them, the marketer that doesn't discriminate and just goes forward and just does it every single day will get the attention. Coming back to the first one, collect. It's the attention. People that get the most attention get the most sales. Okay. So never worry about that, because what I always say is that this business, this industry, has the ability to push people forward financially, in lifestyle. Okay, even though I talk quite pessimistically about it, I give you the reality of building a business. Okay, but the other reality is you either work until you're 75 plus, or you build a business online where you build it over maybe 6 months, a year, 5 years, and your full-time income, which is unlimited, and you can earn residual income, as many of us do, I certainly do, online. Imagine having the ability to teach somebody else that. You are in a position where you can really help people. So rather than thinking, I'm hassling these people, think to yourself, I'm in a position to help these people, and I'm going to go out my way to educate people to do that. Now think about that for a second. Think about, rather than I'm hassling these people, think about when those people come back to you in 6 months' time and they reach out to you and say, thank you so much. You've changed my life. Because that is the reality of what we're doing. And when you take the attention away from you and you give the attention to your audience, that's when things change. That's when your communication style changes. That's when your non-verbal communication changes. That's when you come over more genuine in video, and that's when things happen, because you can genuinely help somebody. Now, can you do that with AI without knowing, without having that foundation and that commitment to what you're doing, that authentic commitment? No, but it takes time. And what I'm saying to you is learn your trade. Learn what you're doing first, okay? And the next thing, so we've communicated with them, okay? We're following up with them, but we do it in an intelligent way, okay? We're not trying to sell people. Hey, buy my stuff, it's great. And something else I'm going to be talking about, in fact, I'll touch on it right now, because it's all forms part of the communication style. It's when people insert over-emphasis type words. And you see it all the time in Facebook posts, in social media, you see it all the time in marketing, where rather than saying, this product has really served me well, blah, 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 they insert too many words. And one of the words that a lot of people use right now, and they're using it subconsciously, is literally. The word literally. Now in some respects, that word is the right word to use, okay? But most people, and super. Okay, I heard somebody the other day say, this is really good, but this is really super good. Okay, no need. Okay, I know it's subconscious, I know it's a habit that we get into, and I know language patterns do change. But what happens when you add these over-emphasis words is that people think you're, what's the word I put down here? Did I put it in here? You're kind of over-exaggerating. That's it. You're prone to exaggeration. You're prone to exaggeration. So subconsciously they hear the word. We all know it's kind of added in as a filler word to make it more, to give more emphasis. So we think you're not being 100% genuine in what you're saying. Okay, so if what you had to say had substance in the first place, there would be no need for these filler words. So don't use them. Okay, or be mindful of the fact that you are using them. And as soon as you become mindful of the fact, then you'll hear it in other people. Okay, like I did the other day, and I started laughing at somebody. What are you laughing at? Well, you realise what you just said literally 4 times in the same sentence. You can literally just click one button, literally everything is set up. It's absolutely fantastic, literally great. Okay, just don't do it. Okay. And again, it all comes down to being authentic and genuine. And that's what people want. And a lot of people online right now, they want something to join. They want to join a product, or they want to buy your business idea or whatever it is. And aside from the facts and figures, they want to look into the whites of your eyes, and they want to know, are you being genuine or not? Because that is the biggest thing. People want people to work with. People want people to help them in a coaching and a mentoring side, but they want to know if you're genuine or not. Okay, and all this helps. It really does. So the next thing, the next C of the C4 is close. I know what you're going to say. Oh, I don't like selling. I hate selling. Okay. Now, probably going back to the 70s, that's when people kind of sold stuff. You know, it was like, this is great, this is fantastic, you need to use this pen, this is a wonderful pen. Okay, it's only so. That's not selling. That's just nonsense. Okay. Selling is caring about people so much that you go out your way to ask them questions, you ask them the right questions, you get to know them, they get to know you, and they sell themselves. It's not about selling. It's about solving problems and giving people a bandage to their pain points. You know, so when you talk to somebody, if you start selling, what happens is this invisible barrier comes up and they start getting further and further and further away. And if you're having Zoom calls with people or telephone calls with people, and people are going, okay, it's really great, I really appreciate your time, thanks very much. If you just send me some more information and I'll have a look at it and I'll have a chat with my wife and we'll get together and maybe never. Okay, that's what they want to say. Okay, you're trying to sell me, I don't want it. Okay, but if you go out your way to help someone, okay, what's the biggest hurdle you've got right now? And talk it through. Okay, so if there was a solution for that, what would it be? All those kind of things, just really get people engaged, and just let people come to you. Attract people to you as the solution. Okay. And the other thing about this selling thing is we have this old school way of handling objections. MLM people, network marketing people, listen up, because this is the worst offenders of this. And I know with network marketing, we're trying to teach people on the fast track, so we give people scripts. Who's ever sold anything from a script? Hello, Bob. How are you? I'm having a great day. Thank you. You know, I'm really excited about this. You just don't do it. It just doesn't work. Okay. So don't handle objections like you've got a sledgehammer. Okay. Well, the trouble is right now I haven't really got the money to go into it. Hey, if money wasn't the problem, what was the other problem be? Because I tell you what, we've got payment solutions in place. We can do this and that. It's fine. It's not a problem. What's the next thing? You know, that's just like the sledgehammer approach, and it doesn't work. Okay, because when people give you objections, normally it's because the call is going wrong and they just want off. Okay, well, I can't really afford it right now, but thanks very much. Thanks, bye. Come back. Come back. So never take that approach either. Okay, and if you've got experience where you can back up what you do, and if it works for you, then fine. Okay, if you understand your customers, and if you understand objections, and if you can pull them around in a way that works for you, then fine. But the way that I do it is asking questions, and at some point you'll have a set kind of process. Okay, I think you're a great fit for what we do. How do you feel? That's it. And they go, yeah. Where do I'd love to work with you. I really like it. When can I get started? And you show them the process. And it's as simple as that. Okay. So the 4 C's. I hope you're taking notes with this, because these principles will be with you in the next 20 years. Okay. It doesn't matter what business you're in. It doesn't have to be an online business. You could be running a pet shop. You could be running a plumbing company or a building company. Okay. And this is the kind of thing that I did when I started my karate club, the C4s. And basically my process was to go out with a bag of leaflets, and I had my phone in my top pocket, and I'd put my headphones on, okay, and probably walk about 15 miles delivering leaflets. And after the first hour of delivering leaflets, I'd get a phone call. Phone call would go, hello, yeah, I've got your leaflet. I'm interested in starting karate. Great, okay. That's your attention. You're getting attention. You start putting leaflets in shops, that sort of thing, okay. And you invite them to a beginner's course. You meet them. You then capture. Okay, you're capturing you're capturing their details. You capture their details on the phone call, and then you do business with them. So you do a presentation. You give them the forms. Okay, when do you want to start? And yeah, great. I want to start. I want to sign little Johnny up. I want to come as well. You know. So that's the way it works. It works. It's relevant for any kind of business. Okay. So they're the 4 C's. So get some marketing education. If you want to build this business, get some proper education and get some basic tools that you need to do the job. Don't just rely on jumping on the next fad. Don't just rely on AI, because like the chauffeur on stage, you're not going to have the substance to back up what you need to do to build that business, to guide your audience and give them what they need, because ultimately that's what business is about. And if you haven't got the substance or the knowledge to back it up, and you're trying to hoodwink people with these great, wonderful things that you're developing on AI, they will very quickly get to know that you don't really have a lot to offer, and they will go in search of someone that does. So that's really important as well. Okay. Anyway, let me know if you've got some value from this. This is something that we talk about kind of extensively in the live mastermind. So do a live mastermind every Wednesday, and I'll put the link just below. So if you're watching this on wherever you're watching this or listening to this podcast, go to the bottom of the link and you can sign up for my mastermind. It's every Wednesday. It's free. We do trainings like this, and we do Q&A, and it's a really good kind of experience to get more knowledge. The other thing I'll do as well is there'll be a link down there to some of the programs and some of the things that I use, so have a look at those as well. Anyway, if you got some value from this, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button if you're watching this over on YouTube or wherever you're watching or listening to this podcast. Drop me a comment below with anything that you want to know. If you've got any questions, drop me a comment and give us a thumbs up, and I will see you on the next episode. I'm John McLauchlan. We'll talk soon. Bye for now.
To hear all the John McLauchlan podcasts, please visit johnmclaughlin.com. JOHNMCLAUCHLAN.com.